Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another video here on the Sam Cooks Kindness YouTube channel. I am Sam, and I am so happy that you are here. Today is, what is today? January 29th? It's somewhere in that limbo time between Christmas and New Year's where things are just like weird, and most of the time people are just like enjoying themselves a lot. And I will tell you, I enjoyed myself on Christmas Eve and Christmas, and the scale reflected it greatly, which was not fun, but I went through my base habits. I stepped on the scale the day after Christmas, even though I know it was not going to be pretty. I stepped on the scale, I looked at that number, and I said, well, that is for sure a number. And then I moved on with my life. I just went back to my normal routine. I added in lots and lots of veggies. I was really mindful because I've had a lot of like snacky cravings after indulging on the holiday, and I had to figure out how to kind of work with those cravings. And so I've made some healthier treats to have between then and now, and that's been working really well for me. Let me bring you along with me for what I'm eating today on a day when my kids are home from school and there's not a lot going on. It's kind of a very weird time in the year. I'm making my kids some pancakes right now. These are Nora Cook's pancakes, except tweaked a little bit, like no oil, and I added some like oatmeal and stuff like that into them. So I'm making that for them, and I'm about to make my own normal cauliflower oatmeal and drink my black coffee. So I have my cauliflower oats, my quick oats, my protein powder, a little chocolate, cocoa powder in there, and water. Mix that really well. It's thick because there's a lot of frozen stuff in there, so I don't like it to be too watery. You can always thin it out at the end. And then I just top it with cherries or berries. I have a cherry berry blend going on. I'm going to put this in the microwave for 4 minutes, take it out, stir it, put it in for another 2 minutes. And that's basically how I make my easy breakfast every single day. Also, please peep my nails. My daughter painted them for me. Aren't they beautiful? I'm in the kitchen prepping up some kabocha squash right now for lunch. So I'm gonna chop this whole thing up. I'm gonna steam it in the microwave, and then I'm gonna air fry it to make it nice and crispy with some seasonings to go with my lunch. But while I'm here, I'm also gonna do a little bit of prep. So I went food shopping today and they had no frozen cauliflower rice, and I almost cried in the store. But we're just gonna pivot and we're gonna take a breath and we're gonna figure it out. So I bought some extra cauliflower. I've never used fresh cauliflower in my oatmeals, but I've heard that you can and that it works well. So I'm gonna wash this up. I'm just gonna throw it through my food processor so that it's already like riced, and then I'll keep it in my fridge so that I have it easy to grab, and we'll try it out for breakfast tomorrow and see how that goes. Also going to prep a bunch of other starches. Well, I'm gonna prep some Japanese sweet potatoes. So after my lunch is done, I'm just gonna wash and throw these into the air fryer for probably about like 30 to 40 minutes at like 365 degrees Fahrenheit until they are like nice and squishy. That's how you know that these are done. They're like real squishy. And then I'm gonna pop them in the fridge because these are best the next day after they are refrigerated. They're really, really good. And it makes like a huge difference on the texture and the flavor in my opinion. So we're gonna prep these. So we'll have starches ready. And that's all the prep I'm going to do right now. So this is pretty good texture, I think. It's nice and small, so this will cook pretty quickly in my oatmeal in the morning. It made about 8 cups worth, so we'll see how long that lasts me. I'm just going to put them in a container and store them in my fridge. Throwing together my salad for lunch today. I have just base of greens that are chopped up in here, and then I have this bin that was full of shredded Brussels sprouts and purple cabbage that I've been trying to work my way through like every day since Christmas because I made it for a salad for Christmas, and then I have extra, which, you know, it's a great way to get in veggies. Not a bad thing. I'm gonna put a ton of these on top of my greens, and then I'm just gonna load it up with my starch and some other veggies. So this is how I'm gonna make it. I'm throwing on a boatload of the Brussels sprouts and cabbage mix, and then I'm gonna mix this up with a little of the dressing because those are some tough veggies to chew. So this is my maple mustard dressing from my 5-minute saucy ebook that I made a big batch of for Christmas. I'm gonna add on cucumbers, a little cilantro, and some cherry tomatoes, as well as some pickled peppers, banana peppers, and pickled onions for some nice flavor. And then I'm going to chop this up really well. I like my salad super mixed. Add a little bit more dressing. My big bowl of veggies, and I'm going to top it with that nice air-fried kabocha squash. And I have a side of lupini beans for protein. This is my complete lunch today. I have a giant bowl of vegetables, essentially with the kabocha squash as my starch, lupini beans as my protein, and this is gonna be nice and filling. That maple mustard dressing has some tahini in it, so I've got some healthy fats there. Pretty well-rounded, giant, satisfying lunch that I'm very excited to dig into. I'm snacking on some steamed green beans and one of the Japanese sweet potatoes that I prepped earlier, just as a little snack while I start to get dinner together because I'm hungry and I don't want to be starving by the time dinner is ready. So snacking on this, and I'm about to cook my dinner. Very good. Dinner tonight, I'm going to kind of explore a new recipe, and I'm very excited about it. It's an Instant Pot recipe, and my friend Maria kind of inspired me to get back into cooking with the Instant Pot just because it's so easy. So for dinner, I'm making a stuffed cabbage Instant Pot meal. So it's basically like everything that goes into a stuffed cabbage, but instead of stuffing cabbage and going through all the steps, you just throw everything into the Instant Pot and cook it there. So I'm gonna try that for dinner tonight. Stuffed cabbage is one of those meals that my dad always liked to make when I was a kid, and I never appreciated it. I never appreciated how much work went into it. I never wanted to eat it. It smelled, it was gross. But now as an adult, I think it sounds amazing. So we're gonna try to make a much easier version of that. Starting with a large diced onion and lots of garlic. Cutting this into some nice big chunks. Thank God I have a dog to eat everything that I drop on the floor because it's a lot. Right, Bear Bear? You're so lucky. And then our garlic sauteing in there. We're going to add in our seasonings. And this is where I'm going to stop telling you how to make this recipe because as you're about to find out, it did not really go as expected. We're going to cook this on the rice setting. So while dinner is cooking, I'm going to make something from Chef AJ's Sweet Indulgence cookbook. My son woke up this morning and suddenly remembered this recipe and wanted it. So we're making the hot apple pie fries from this book. I'm making it very similar to what is written. I'm changing, it calls for dry millet ground into a flour. I don't have any of that currently, so I'm going to use some of this brown rice flour that I've had for a while in place of that. And I also don't have vanilla powder, but I'll just use a little bit of vanilla extract instead. So we're going to try that out and see how that turns out for dessert. The good news is that these apple fries look pretty delicious. The bad news is that I opened up the Instant Pot and nothing was cooked the way I wanted it to be. So the rice setting was clearly not the move for a Instant Pot full of cabbage, but I'm recooking it just on pressure for 10 minutes and we'll see how that turns out. So this is why we do these tests. So the first run may need some tweaking. I'll have to try this again before I share the full recipe. Just kidding about cooking it in the Instant Pot. I really burned the bottom of that. So this was a huge flop, probably one of the worst recipe tests I've had in a while. So I tossed everything onto the stove and I added like a bunch of water to it. And if it turns into a soup, then it turns into a soup. But I just want to get the rice cooked and the cabbage cooked down so that this is actually edible. Sometimes this happens. I made way too much of this, and now I get to eat it for the next few days. So excited. I made myself some Ninja Creami to go with my apple fries for dessert. So here is my little dessert that I'm ending the day with. The Creami's pretty good. It could be more chocolatey. It was going for like a Frosty style vibe, but it's not overly sweet. I'll put the ingredients for it down below, but I'm not going to publish it as a recipe because I feel like it could be better. So I'm on a mission to make lots of creamy recipes coming up. These are pretty decent. I would probably make the apple fries again. My kids like them. I feel like I needed something after that failed dinner, but you know what? It is what it is. It happens. It was still good for me. It was loaded with veggies, there's protein, there were starches in there, and I have a lot of leftovers. So there's that. This is where I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm going to shut down the kitchen after I eat this and call it a night. I hope that you got something out of this video. I feel like it was a little bit hectic, but when are my videos not a little bit hectic, right? So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Leave me comments below. Let me know about your most recent failed meal. That could be fun. Let me know how you failed in the kitchen recently. And let me know that I'm not the only one. So yeah, see you in the next one. Bye. Hi again. I didn't want to leave you hanging on the whole raw cauliflower rice debacle. So it's the next morning and I'm about to make my breakfast. And here's just a little bonus meal for you. I'm pretty confident that I could make this work on the stove. So today I'm just going to experiment with the microwave. And I've been trying to decide if I should like cook this beforehand. It's very fine. So I think it'll be okay if I don't cook it and if I just make it my normal way. So I'm going to try to make it my normal way, and we will see if it works or not. Heaping cup worth of cauliflower. Actually, maybe more. Okay, we got like a cup and a third of a cup of cauliflower there. I have a feeling this is going to cook down more than the frozen stuff does. And oats, a little cocoa powder, chocolate protein powder, like 1.5 scoops, and water. Mix this all together. I don't think this is going to put off as much water as the frozen, so I'm going to add a little bit extra. Top this off with a hearty heaping scoop of the cherry berry mix, and I'm going to put this in the microwave for 4 minutes, and then we'll see where it's at that point. All right, that's 4 minutes, and we're going to give this a mix and see. I'm going to taste a little bit. Okay, it has a tiny bit of little crunch left to that little bite that I just had. I'm going to mix this. It looks a little thick, so I'm going to add a splash of water, and then I'm going to microwave it for another 2 minutes. All right, this is 2 more minutes in, so a total of 6 minutes. We're going to give it a good mix and see what it's like. I can definitely see the cauliflower more than when it's frozen. Like the frozen tends to like blend in visually, at least for me. I don't really notice it, but this is like some of the pieces are a little grated, so you can see them more instead of rice. The texture is different. I think they could be cooked more. But it's hot. I don't know if I want to cook it more or not. Really hot. Okay. I'm not cooking it anymore, but it could be cooked more. I think tomorrow I'll try to do this on the stove or even like in the microwave. But like when I do my apple cinnamon oats, I throw the apple in the microwave first before everything else. So I think maybe I'll try that and put the cauliflower in with a little bit of water, microwave it for like 2 minutes, and then continue making on with the rest. And I think that'll get the cauliflower softer. If you are into blending the cauliflower in and not tasting it at all, I would definitely recommend cooking it more if you're going to do this. I personally don't mind the texture because they're chopped so small. You can't say you don't notice it with this version, but I don't mind it because I'm so used to eating cauliflower rice anyway. So that's the verdict. Raw cauliflower works in a pinch, but you got to work a little bit harder for it. Bye for real.